You're still on the Afia Business Morning, and you're welcome back to Opening Bell on Afia Channel 254 on DSTV, and of course, GoTV Channel 17. I'm Nnamdi Obanya. You barely see him outside Ebonyi. He's not at a lot of functions. When the president is in the East, he doesn't attend. He doesn't hold a lot of press conferences, and he seems quite reclusive, quite unlike his counterparts who are always in front of cameras, either commissioning roads, proving tomorrow is here, or providing solutions. So this makes people wonder, what exactly is Governor Francis Nwifuru even doing in Ebonyi State? Let's get into it. Now, he's usually camera-shy, media-averse by his own admission, and prefers to operate in silence, rarely seen at functions outside the state, even when other governors of the Southeast are present. Now, this has led to him being seen as a man who is just in Government House Abakaliki, but who may not be making any impact on Ebonyi State. And it's not hard to imagine why people would think that his predecessor, Engineer Umahi, who of course is the current Minister of Works, was a trailblazer of sorts. His development drive, particularly in tangible items like infrastructure, urban renewal, and connection of communities with his famous concrete roads, turned Abakaliki from a quiet, sleepy town that doubled as a bus stop between Enugu, the rice farms, and the Ogoja axis into what it is today. In Engineer Umahi's time, we saw the rainbow-colored flyovers, the Abakaliki Mall, the Nkalagu flyover, the international market, the new Ogoja Road, Chuba Karigo Airport, which was initially the Muhammadu Buhari Airport, to name a few. These tangible endeavors transformed Ebonyi overnight, and the effects were palpable. We have not seen any of these monuments of political grandeur under Governor Nwifuru, and this is perhaps why he's seen as inactive and almost inert. But is he? Full disclosure now, this is not a sponsored promotion or a smear of the governor, but rather an honest evaluation of his time at the helm so far, with respect to how the economy is faring. When Governor Nwifuru first came in, he came in with the promise to develop human capacity, which is only proper, as despite the colorful structures erected all over by Engineer Umahi, Ebonyi remains the fourth poorest state in the nation, was the fourth poorest state as at the time of the governor's election. I know. It's the fourth poorest state now, I beg your pardon. And as at the time when Nwifuru got elected, it had the fourth lowest IGR in the country of just over 12 billion. As of the first quarter of 2025, Ebonyi has already made about a third of that. And with harvest just starting for most of the viable crops, the state is well on track to smash that IGR number. So that means that Governor Nwifuru is doing something right. So the question is, what is he doing exactly? Well, first of all, one thing I have noticed is that we tend not to appreciate patience and strategy in Nigeria. We are big fans of action. We want to see things happening. I remember when people used to complain about Governor Peter Mba of Enugu, pointing at Governor Alex Oti of Abia as a reference point, not realizing that the two had two different issues to attack and also had two different methods of approaching it. Now it seems like Governor Mba is picking up the pace and Governor Oti is slowing down, but that could not be further from the truth. They are both perfectly employing their strategies, even though they had similar goals, accelerated development without financial baggage. Governor Mba's method was start by identifying, enrolling, and engaging private players that will come in and invest in the key sectors to be attacked, leaving government funds free for developmental projects, hence the early law and then the fire that took off. Governor Oti's approach was different. It's plain simple. Develop the gold mine that is Aba, and let the returns from there develop the state. Hence, the push to accelerate industrialization, capacity, and infrastructure in Aba. So what is Nwifuru's approach? He said it from the beginning, human capacity and local economy development. And that's what he has faced squarely. A simple look at his activities will tell you this. First, he has exponentially increased the remunerations of doctors and other health workers to retain that capacity, and even encourage the best from around the region. This will in turn, of course, lead to patronage in the medical facilities there, while providing improved health care, which is a key index when measuring quality of life. Even perks like official cars and essentials like new equipment and ambulances have been purchased to improve health care. He has waded into and addressed decades-old communal clashes to boost security in the state, demarcating where he needs to. As for business, let's start with him focusing on Ebonyi's key assets, solid minerals. Governor Nwifuru has been able to engage the Ministry of Solid Minerals and the National Assembly for policies that not only boost earnings for the state, but also address economic and environmental issues for host communities. He didn't stop there. He also partnered with State Ministry of Solid Minerals, with the Ebonyi State University to produce specific curriculum to train those that will be involved in the mining value chain, from geologists to engineers to technical people to brokers, traders, miners, support services. There is something for every part of the value chain. This solves two issues: education and job creation. He has then done something which I think is incredibly smart. Rather than commission new white elephant projects, he has begun revitalizing, revamping, and reinstating moribund business facilities. From the State Cement Company at Nkalagu to the Ebonyi Pipe Manufacturing Company to the Trade Tower at Jesco Junction to reclaiming illegally obtained shops at the Abakaliki International Market, the list of institutions being brought back to life continues to rise. Or is it agriculture? While the price of rice is skyrocketing above 100,000 naira in a lot of places, it's dropping like a stone in Ebonyi due to government intervention. The rice value chain is completely domiciled in Ebonyi. From planting to milling to bagging, it's all happening in the state. And to make sure they're on top of their game, they recently partnered with Thailand, who are an elite rice-producing country, to train farmers from all the local governments in the state. It looks like 1 week, one development in Ebonyi, but sadly, they are not speaking out. And this is necessary for the next step: attracting external and foreign direct and portfolio investments. Governor Nwifuru, you need to speak out. I know actions speak louder than words, and a picture can tell 1,000 words. But I also know you're a religious man, so you know in the beginning was the word. Speak out and pull more interest to your state. What is good is good. If you will not promote the good things happening in Ebonyi State, me, Nnamdi Obanya, will carry it on my head, and I will continue to promote it for you. And I'll leave it at that.